Hello survivors and welcome to another Walking Dead Road to Survival video, and in this video we're going to be taking a first look at a brand new character coming to the game, and it is going to be Ghost, a brand new animal character. I know a lot of people get hyped for animal characters. It is a wolf. It is a wolf on the right hand side. You can see it's just a wolf, nothing too special, not got the armor, not got like some crazy claws going on. It's just a wolf, but wolves are pretty dangerous and they're pretty huge, as you can see on this left hand side. But this is Eva's wolf. If you look at Eva's art, which I should be showing you on the screen right now, you can see that she has a wolf next to her. So her wolf is apparently called Ghost, and they seem to be best of buds for sure. Now, if we look at Ghost's stats, you can see at level 720, limit break 3, he has 22,566 attacks, so very high attack, 12,537 defense, and 15,044 HP. He is a strong character, considered a damage dealer, is going to be, of course, a mythic character, and because Eva's part of the hidden, it makes a lot of sense that Ghost is also going to be part of the hidden. I really like that this has happened actually. It obviously could potentially open some more doors in the future for other animal characters. Maybe returning ones from the S-Class era. We'll have to wait and see. Now, first off with Ghost, we'll check out the Adrenaline Rush, and it is called Guillotine Jaws. It's a 55 AP cost rush, so extremely fast for a damage dealer. Deal 500% damage to up to 2 enemies. 2 enemies other than the targets get crosshairs for 2 turns. This is obviously really interesting if you look at the specialist skill, because those targets wouldn't need crosshairs if they were taken out, and 2 other characters could, which is going to line up the potential decaps for your teammates. This rush is really powerful. The percentage is not huge though, but I will say other parts of the kit here are going to boost this 500% quite a bit, so don't you worry about that. It also cannot be reflected, it cannot crit, it's just going to be 500 damage to 2 enemies, kind of like we had like in the past with like 6-star Michelle, and I think these kind of rushes are fine. I actually kind of like these rushes, especially considering the rest of Ghost's kit, which we'll check out in a second, but first I'll just show you how this rush works, just so you have a better idea. Okay, so here we have the Adrenaline Rush up of Ghost. The way the rush works is the targeted character is going to be the guaranteed damage. There'll be secondary damage, which will be RNG, the other 500%. And then the 2 crosshairs characters will be just 2 random enemies that weren't targeted by those first 2 hits. Or at least, maybe not by the initial hit. I'm not 100% certain. What we're going to do is we're going to target Doc because it makes sense. You're going to see the rush come in, and you're going to see actually it's just 2 other targets than the actual initial target. So you can see that Garrett here did get hit by the second hit, but he also took the crosshairs. I don't necessarily think this is a terrible thing. You're guaranteeing 1 target takedown, and then at least 1 other enemy who wasn't targeted by the rush at all will get crosshairs. This is just nice. If you've got other damage dealers, I can follow up and take out the characters afterwards and they'll get decapped. And it does last for 2 turns as well, so you have got better chance to get sig moves off, rushes off of your other damage dealers. And if we do reread the wording here, it says 2 enemies other than the target. So the target would be the character that you selected to rush. So it is working exactly how it should be. If we look at the upgrades, you can see at grade 3, it gets a 100% damage boost at grade 3, going from 200% up to 300%. At limit break 1, it gets another 200% damage increase, going from 300% up to 500%. At LB2, it gets +1 crosshairs target. So until the character gets to limit break 2, that crosshairs could go on the secondary hit every time. You could just, again, it's completely RNG. But when you get them to LB2, it'll be 2 targets getting crosshaired, and then there'll be a guarantee that 1 of the 2 targeted characters will not get crosshairs. So that if Ghost does take both down, and the decaps will come in anyway because of special skill, you're guaranteed to have 1 other character with crosshairs, so not too bad. And then at LB3, the AP cost gets reduced to 55. I'm going to assume that the initial AP cost is 66, which is what is generally used on attack teams. I would say LB3 here is actually quite nice. You know, I think not having to rely on any sort of AP gained weapons or any character passes or anything like that is awesome for an attack team. And it just means that Ghost is going to have much better chance to rush quicker, especially if they have a turn 1 signature move, which you could probably see right now just below the initial cooldown, turn 1. So they'll be gaining quite a lot of AP off of turn 1. If they get attacked just a little bit on turn 2, it could be a turn 2 adrenaline rush. Now moving on to that signature move, we'll check it out, and it is called Slaughter. It has got an initial cooldown of turn 1, cooldown of 2 turns, number of uses unlimited. This character gets 100% bonus HP, then makes 2 attacks against a single enemy for 100% damage, 200% total. The boost about this obviously is the bonus HP is going to come in first, and then this is where this can crit and this can reflect. But the 100% bonus HP is going to be really useful. If you've been using characters on attack team that have combat medic, for instance William, you'll just know how useful bonus HP is for your damage dealers when it comes to dealing with reflect characters. This signature move off of turn 1 is going to be awesome. Awesome. You do this first, and then if any reflects come in, then you follow up with your combat medic, and then you can just top that bonus HP back up. Happy days. So here we are off of turn 1, and again we'll just select a character that makes sense. We're going to do trait damage, we'll do 2 attacks against the target, and they can crit. And it looks like we're going to get our rush. This is interesting. This is interesting. It seems that another part of the kit here of Ghost gives AP, potentially on takedowns. We'll have to see what that's about in a second. But you can see off of turn 1, the bonus HP has come in. It did come in first, so if there was any reflect on any of these characters, wouldn't have to deal with it. But because of other parts of the kit, we can now command, and well, lots more damage potential coming out very quickly. Not too many upgrades here on the signature move to get it maxed out. You don't have to get too deep into the limit breaks, thankfully. And you can see at grade 2, it gets -1 to the cooldown. So it goes from a cooldown of 3 turns to a cooldown of 2 turns. And at grade 4, it gets -2 to starting cooldown. So it goes from a starting cooldown of 3 to a starting cooldown of 1. And then at grade 5, you get 50% bonus HP top up. So it goes from 50% bonus HP up to 100%. Then you're going to have the full power of the signature move in terms of what it does. Obviously, the higher limit break you have, the higher stats you can put into the character. You know, the character's going to have more damage. It's going to get boosted by going up limit breaks. It's just, you're going to have it fully unlocked by grade 5. And this is powerful. Turn 1, big bonus HP. You can see how it's going to potentially work with other parts of the kit, namely the passives, which we'll get into in a second. But this signature move is very nice, and it can be amplified even further than what we've just seen, based on something I have been hiding. Well, this is the hidden, so I've got to hide it. We will check it out later on in the video, but the weapon is going to boost this as well. But first up, we'll look at the Mythic Abilities, aka the passives of Ghost. You can see that you'll get agility. This is going to boost the signature move and basic attacks. This is not going to have any sort of boost to the rush, because the rush does not crit. The rush does not have any on hits. But it is going to boost the signature move, which is obviously really powerful. The next one is Messy Kill. When attacking, the beheading specialist skill triggers 15% sooner. So that is nuts. And that's including the execution side of beheading. And I believe it's normally 20%. We'll check out later on in the video. Those really heavy HP tanks, it's not going to be as hard to take them out in this situation. Could be very useful in other game modes as well. Like for instance Conquest, if you're coming up against those 100,000 HP characters, potentially just going to be able to one-shot them with a basic attack at 35,000 HP in that situation. Pretty nice. Now this is what we saw before, Sustaining Pursuit. Whenever this character kills an enemy, this character gets 40% AP. So if that signature move does get a takedown on the first turn, you are potentially going to get your rush on your second turn guaranteed, potentially a first turn rush with a command. And because Ghost is a strong character, you can easily use Rick in the same team. You know, you could probably just use Rick in the same team as anyone on an attack, really. He doesn't really need any of the attack bonuses, but there's going to be a big bonus here with the usage of Ghost. That's kind of cool. The last passive is called Predator. When attacking or dealing damage while this character has bonus HP, gains 60% attack. I did not show you that rush before with that boost, and that's why I said that rush can be boosted. and you're going to get a 60% attack boost on that rush when the signature move has already boosted the bonus HP. And because it's 100%, it's going to be very hard to take that off, and the potential to get a second turn rush, I think the damage here is going to be pretty good. Okay, so I'm just going to show you how the passives of Ghost work. You can see that Ghost has 0 AP, and we're going to foolishly select one character that we're not going to be able to easily take out turn 1 with the signature move. And this is just to show you how much AP you would get with just taking out one character rather than 2. So we're going to do the signature move. You can see we are going to get the rush. Takedown did come in. And we did get a first turn rush just based off of Ghost's kit. Nobody else. Don't need any AP weapons. Nothing like that. Now if I hit the command, the rush should now take down 2 characters. I should also do 60% more attack because I've got bonus HP. And we'll see. Do I get the 40% twice here? We'll see. I should go over 80% of my or over 50% of my AP if so. And look at that. I've gone up to 44 AP, and that's after taking down 3 characters on turn 1. This is very unlikely to happen in a proper raid scenario, but it depends on the rest of your makeup. If you've got defense down, lots of strong attack, you know, you've got really boosted team, you could potentially take out multiple characters on turn 1, especially if they're weakened. And, you know, if you have other characters that come into the game that do give out some AP, you could potentially just get the AP up naturally as well. So there's a lot of potential for quick rushing with Ghost, and those characters are staying down. So we'll just check out the upgrades of the passives, and you can see at grade 1, Messy Kill Part 1 comes in, and that's 7.5%, half of the Beheading Specialist Skill bonus. Then at grade 2, Agility comes in, and that's going to be the first half of that. The second half of Messy Kill comes in at grade 3. At grade 4, the first half of Sustaining Pursuit comes in, and then that's going to be the 20% AP bonus on a takedown. And then at grade 5, the first half of Predator comes in, and that is going to be the 30% attack when this character has bonus HP. Then we're going to have Agility 2 at LB1, Sustaining Pursuit at LB2, bringing it up to 40% AP on takedowns. And then at LB3, Predator 2 comes in, giving a 60% attack boost total when this character has bonus HP, which is very easy to come by. Very, very easy to come by because of that signature move and obviously other characters that are in the game. So if somehow Ghost does get targeted, it's not going to be as big an issue because you can have combat medics on attack. William, you know, skins, and I think there's Raulito as well. Whether you'd want to use these characters in the same team, it's up to you, but there are options. So I like the passives a lot. I think they're very useful. Really good for an attack team for sure. And I think Ghost is going to be absolutely nuclear. Let's be honest, it's going to absolutely wreck. The damage output is going to be really, really fun. And the fact that a lot of these are just amplifying different parts of the damage. You know, you've got Agility amplifying the signature move. You've got Predator boosting the rush. Sustaining Pursuit is just making the rush happen more often. I think this is great. Now, one of the other things that was happening in the passive that I couldn't really show you very easily was the beheading bonus. When this character lands the killing blow on a target, that target cannot be revived. When this character attacks a target that has 20% HP or less, including bonus HP, the target will be immediately taken out. Now, that's going to be boosted up to 35%. So I was correct, it was 20% base. I always forget if it's 20% or 25% on execution, but this is the execution side of this specialist skill, and it's going to be a 35% trigger now, which is actually really powerful. I believe there's another character in the game that has an improved sort of execution, and I think it is Dwight. And that did come in useful when people did use Dwight, you know, early on in the Mythic era. And it's going to be very, very good for Ghost, for sure. Especially as when you do get those takedowns, it is going to be a decap. That's why this specialist skill is one of the most powerful in the game, for sure. Now, I know what you're thinking. What have I been hiding? And I've been hiding something that's going to improve the signature move quite drastically and give you a much better chance at first turn takedowns. If we look at the weapon of Ghost, you can see Ghost's Savage Fangs have a 35% attack base, a huge bonus to AP when attacking. In the third slot, they have double attack when attacking, a 100% chance to make a second attack for 100% damage. And then in the last slot, attack up Give 20% attack to this character and all adjacent teammates. This works exactly like a 1535, but it's just going to effectively just be a 20. This does mean that it's going to be not triggering crits as often, but it will improve the base damage much higher. And what's great about this is you can choose another character on your attack team who you want to have to next to Ghost to get that improved boost as well. I really like the last slot for sure. The 100% chance to hit a double attack as well. We'll just check it out with the signature move. Before I was just using a basic attack, stun, AP on attack, you know, the basic strong weapon. This time we're going to use this weapon. And just to show you how it works with Ghost, you can see if I put Ghost into a team, you'll see the attack boosted of Shiva and Harper, and this is because the 20% of Ghost base weapon is just going to boost their attack, just like a 1535 would, and that's exactly how it should work. It is only going to boost the attack, but it is going to boost it slightly higher than what a 1535 weapon can do, and attack stat on a damage dealer is generally what you want to increase, so this is very nice. Okay, so we're going to attack again, and this time when we select Alice, we will do a double attack, because the signature move will obviously double attack with the base weapon of Ghost. So the signature move will come in, and you'll see the double attack come in, it'll take her out, and then we'll do an attack onto somebody else, and you can see that's how it goes with the signature move. Much better damage potential, and this does mean you're going to have an extra attack effectively if you do it to a single target. Very interesting, very interesting. It will work with the basic attacks as well, 100% chance to double attack, but it will not work with the rush. This is something to note, it will not work with the rush. And the added bonus, of course, is it's pretty easy to upgrade. You just do 3 times 5% attack upgrades, and you're done. So that is Gold Mythic Ghost. It's going to be the first wolf character that we have come into the game. We have had a few animals, like I said in the intro, we have had a few animals. Maybe this is going to open the doors for some comebacks, maybe some new ones. There's a brand new animal coming to the game. I'm really hyped. I really like the fact that we've seen this. It's awesome. And I'm guessing some of you guys have some thoughts. What are your thoughts on Ghost as a character? Are you happy there's animal characters coming to the game? What do you think about the kit? Is there anything that you'd like to see tweaked? Is there something that you would want it to be different? I think all in all, it works really well together. I don't think there's too much else that I could really be asking for if I was thinking of a character. The weapon really brings it all together for sure. Heavy damage dealer. And what I like about the visuals as well, it wasn't over the top. You know, there wasn't armor, there wasn't anything crazy. It's just a wolf. But yeah, a wolf can be a very problematic thing, like I said before. But like I said, leave your thoughts in the comments down below, guys. I want to thank you very much for tuning in. And as always, keep on surviving, guys. Keep on surviving.